show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word they say. Bringing you founders from near and far. Listen to them tell you now just who they are. Listen to their stories and how they tell. So well, telling us what it's all about today, and how we are loving that old blessed way ONPASSIVE. It's here today ONPASSIVE. There's just no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, and then you will be the very first to know. ONPASSIve, it's here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way Wednesday night ONPASSIve. Yeah, 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 yeah. Julie.
Well done, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is March 31st, 2021, and we are excited, Julie, to welcome you to Julie and Milo show. My dear friend Milo has just sung his opening song. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. We are excited to have you here. Some are our team, some are our friends. Welcome, Big Head Chris Johnson. Welcome, everyone's here with us today. We're just gonna have so much fun because ONPASSIVE is a artificial intelligence information technology. We are having so much fun just getting together and share ONPASSIVE messages. So if you are here today as a guest, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. And if you are founders, we love you for being here with us. I'm sending the mic back to my friend Milo. Milo, back to you.
Hey, Julie, how you doing? It's so good, man. What a busy day we've had today. We've had some incredible people on the show, but we are having fun. And I don't know if you guys watched yesterday's show, but we had some good shows yesterday. We had a presenter show. I love the presenter series. Susie McCrae did a presentation for us yesterday. Reds did one for us. We got Marina coming up. Anyone who does presentations, man, get on the list, man. We want to have you. You know, we love it. We're just having fun, aren't we, Julie?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. We are having so much fun sharing ONPASSIVE. We are excited, not because of hype, it's because we know that ONPASSIVE is coming. ONPASSIVE is going to lift up human condition, and ONPASSIVE is going to connect all of us together around the globe. And I'm so glad to have PNG family here. I'm so glad to have friends from Canada. I'm so glad to have friends from all over the world being here with us. I even see Cynthia Brown here with us. So thankful for you to come here with us, and let's get the show started.
All right. So if anyone's got anything they want to say, man, raise your hands. If you got any questions, we're taking questions. We're doing whatever we want to do tonight because it's our show and we can.
Absolutely. It's our show. I wanted to welcome my dear friend Michael Jenkins is here. I see Leon Holidays here. I'm so glad to see you guys here. I know that many of us are plug in and really stay on top of things. But then many of us are still busy with things. So we are here. If you have any question at all, please raise your hand. Milo and I will answer as much as we can. We do have our leader in Papua New Guinea is here. We have Chris Johnson. Any of our founders here, Cynthia Brown, Diane Lennon, Pam Turner, many of us are here. If you have any questions, this is a place for you to ask. So please raise your hand if you have to. So now I'm going to start right now. I know, Milo, you are the only one here that actually have met Mr. Ash Mulford. Tell us about your experience when you flew to Florida, because I know that you went on ONPASSIVE back in 2018. But you haven't really done anything until you flew to Florida, you met with Mr. Ash Mulford, and then you went home, and then you share the crazy things that you share with me. So let's start with you, Milo. Please tell us your experience.
Well, like you said, I had joined in September 1st of 2018. And I brought my family on and stuff, you know, but I wasn't real serious about it. I did see the 2 videos, you know, and I watched them. I believed it in a way, but in another way, but in the back of my mind, you know, there was some doubt and stuff. But I brought on my family because I thought it's too good to be true. And if it is, I want to make sure that I'm part of it, you know, if it is true. And in November of 2019, I had to kill some time. And so I had one of these vacation packages or whatever that I had to go listen to their thing, you know, their speech. And so I was going to go to Vegas, and it was $88 to fly to Vegas, and it was $39 to fly to Orlando. So I said, I'll go to Orlando. So I went to Orlando, and not thinking, I get down there and I thought, man, that guy's from down here someplace. So I called my sponsor up, or I got a hold of my sponsor, and I don't remember. She got me his number anyway, or whatever. Back then, you know, there was only a couple thousand in or whatever. And so I texted him and I says, hey, I'd like to meet with you. And he said, man, I'd like to meet with you, Milo. And so that's the way it happened. That is all that happened. And I said, I'll be over at this restaurant, you know, and I'll just wait for you. You know, I'm not in no hurry. If you come in, you come in. If you don't, you don't, you know. And so sure enough, the first night, you know, he called me at about 11 o'clock. He said, Milo, he said, I'm really busy. I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. I said, hey, that's okay. It's no problem. I'll be here tomorrow night. So the next night I go there from 8, and I waited till, I think it's about 10:30 that night. He sent me a note and said, man, I just can't make it tonight. I'm busy, you know, overseas and stuff, but are you going to be here tomorrow? I said, yeah. I said, I'll be here. I'm flying out at 4 o'clock. I said, so I got to leave for at 3 o'clock or something to go to the airport. So he shows up at 1:30 the next day, and I'm not kidding you, when the guy walked through the door, he exuberates with his smile was so big. I can't explain it to you. His smile was so big. I remember standing up, and he walked over. Now I see Peter Schur's here, so he's met him too. So we can get to him next. But he
absolutely. Let me see if you are joining us. Sorry, Milo, to cut you. If you're joining us right now, please mute yourself so that our guests are not getting distracted, or you know, they can continue and share the story. Milo, if you could please tell us your experience, and then I'll move on and ask Peter about that.
Okay, and so remember, he walked in, he had this big old smile, he walks over to me. Now, guys don't do this in public, most guys. Ash walked over, he throws his arms around me, and he says, Milo, my brother, you know, and man, I could just feel the love coming from him. I could feel the energy, and I can't explain, you know, how you feel when you meet this guy, you know, and then he sits down and he starts talking to me. And I'll never forget, the one thing that stuck out to me so much was he said, Milo, he said, something's wrong with the world. He says, because he said, there's homeless people, there's people that don't have food, there's people that don't have shoes, and yet there's people that have all kinds of money. He said, do you realize, he said, there's people in the world that could give everybody in the world $1 million and still not be able to spend all of their money. And he said, that's not right. And I said, man. And I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks, you know, that this guy is saying it, and this guy has a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he's got everything he could possibly want and need, you know, yet he's thinking about these other people. And his heart was just, I can't tell you the energy and you know, how his heart was and stuff. But that was my meeting with him. And after that, I was sold on ONPASSIVE. I went home and I started working, and I started, you know, building my team, and started really going for it and stuff, because, you know, I believe 100% now in it because of my meeting with him and everything that's happened, you know. It's incredible. Hey, good to see you, Wayne Dockery. Good to see you here. But anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely, Milo. And you know what? You went home and you share ONPASSIVE with me. At that time, I was doing something else. And then you said, oh, I got you a position in ONPASSIVE. Julie, when ONPASSIVE launched, you're never going to have to worry about money, not in your lifetime, not in your kids' lifetime. And at that time, I was doing something else. It was in it was 2019. I was doing something else. And then you kept sharing, videos and stuff with me. You never asked me to build a team. You never really say, oh, you got to watch this, you got to do this. It was all just coming out of your heart. And I know at that time I was having a hard time. I was at the rough time. So I joined couple company, and then every single time I went and I told you about things that I've involved at that time, you said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to focus in on passive. And then I'm going to join you, who knows, maybe after ONPASSIVE launch. You have never asked me up until this point. You've never asked me to build a team. You just said, oh, you got to take care of your family. It's got to take care of your kids. So yes, I took it to the heart. Starting from, I believe in November 2020 is when I start putting the very first person in my team. Obviously, before that, I have extra money I bought for my kids because you had told me that I would never have to worry about money in my lifetime, in my kids' lifetime. So at that time, I could have spent money building my daughters. And then we had so much fun talking about it since I went in. To be honest with you, the very first video that I talk about on Passive is when Ash did a competition or something that's a talk about Catmo. Yeah. And I remember I was at the beach. I was, right, Milo? I was at the beach and I tried to do Catmo, and I did it and I sent it to Milo. And at that time, to be honest with you, I had my workout and I have my shirt down. I was just sending it. I wasn't paying attention. But the one thing that I did was I did not even know how to spell Catmo, okay? I did not know how to spell Catmo. At that time, light bulb was not turned on. That video is private on YouTube. I didn't even know how to spell. I had no idea what it is. I went through a webinar and I still didn't know what it was. And then the light started turning on. I know there's some people are
joining. Let me see if I can get them.
Victoria. Yeah. So the lights start turning on and I start putting things together, putting dots together, connecting the dots. And then on December 4th is when I told Milo, I wanted to do something, a video for myself. And Milo said, oh, I want to do some video for myself too. And at that time, both of us said, why don't we do Julie and Milo's show? That was December 4th, and that's when it started. And one of the things that struck me the most is the energy and what resonate with when Milo met with Ash, and what resonate with him that got me to it. And I totally, when I start getting pieces together, connecting the dots, and then I observe, Ash, listen to the whole community. I said this before, I did not sit in and watch the whole entire webinar. I just got the idea. I understood the heart, the connection, the mind, and then I watched Milo and I went on and I did that. And I know Peter is just joining us, and Peter just came back from Florida meeting with Ash. Thank you, Peter, for joining us. And he is a Birdman. Look at Milo and Chris. We do have a Birdman video about Peter. So Milo, I'm gonna bring on Peter. I know we haven't talked to Peter, asked about how his trip, but Milo, you okay with that? I'll bring on Peter to share his trip.
Absolutely.
So Peter was one of a founder, right? He was kind of like a shy person at first. And then Chris is his friend, Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson's right there, the guy that does the boxing, right? So he got introduced to ONPASSIVE by Peter, but Chris is also another guy who doesn't talk that much. So Marty, which is, hello, Marty, welcome. Marty DeGamo is a man. I'm trying to put this together so that you can piece things how ONPASSIVE founders are doing things together. So Chris Johnson went on to the webinar, and then Marty said, Chris, you're not talking. You did this all the time. And so at that time, Chris started talking. When Chris started talking, he cannot stop. And then when he did that, he talked to Peter, and Peter started getting out there and start talking. And when we had a Friday night, I believe, a fireside chat, Peter joined, and at that time, Mr. Ash Muffard was there. And then Peter was asking questions and share his passion a little bit. And then Mr. Ash Muffard reached out to Peter. So Peter, could you please tell that whole story and your experience? Went to Florida, meet with Ash and the project that you are starting.
Thank you, Julie, for the introduction. I don't deserve all that, but I appreciate that. Nice hat, by the way.
Thank you.
You know, when I joined back in August 2018, there was no name. ONPASSIVE did not have any names at all. And Ash had like a couple videos to watch, recorded videos. And I saw in Ash's eyes and his heart how he speaks about his passion about ONPASSIVE. From that moment on, I basically knew that this is the right company for myself, my family, and my friends around me. But to get to your points, so when I joined, we only had, and I didn't share that with anybody else, by the way. So what I'm gonna tell you now is in the beginning, and maybe Milo knows that, but I'm not sure. In the beginning, when we had a very little group, I think we only were like 2,000 people or so, somewhere around that time in August 2018. Ash shared his cell phone with us. So, you know, I stored it in my my cell phone, and I never contacted him ever, because you know, you can self-learn basically with the back office by being involved and you know, learning things yourself. So after the webinar you were talking about, I know I had my Ash and phone number in my cell phone, and what was it? In the first Q&A that we did on Thursday, I think,
It's about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks
yeah,
ago.
about 3 weeks ago or so. Like you said, he listened to me in your show, and then he listened to me again on a Q&A and answering questions. And I guess Marty threw in a couple good words about me. Next thing you know, I'm sitting here next to my wife, and my phone rings. I'm looking at my phone, and it's Ash. I says, "You gotta be kidding me, right?" So I pick up the phone, and I'm like, my heart is dropped. It's like the CEO of ONPASSIVE. We all know how big this is, and he's calling me. Who am I for him to call me? You know, it's like, wow. So I'm like, I was speechless, like, you know. And I was born in Egypt, and Ash also from the Middle East, and he starts speaking to me in Arabic, you know. And I said, like, wow, okay. I wasn't sure exactly where he was from, but I found out very quickly, of course. So so anyway, we hit it off, and he asked me about my passion and how I want to help. So I told him about the Michigan homeless people in the state in here, and how cold it gets here in Michigan. Milo knows about that as well, because he lived in here. And the snow and all that stuff, and how people are struggling, just standing out there shivering with hardly any clothing on, and begging people on the corners of the lights and traffic lights and all that stuff. And I'm very passionate about that, and I see that Ash saw that in me, and he wanted to reach out to me, and how can he help me? As we talked about this, and we were talking about the Middle East as well, he asked me about if I can be available the next day. That was on 18th when he called me, okay? And on the 19th, he asked me to go on a Middle Eastern webinar, Arabic webinar, to be as a guest with him. Marty DeGarmo was there, and Michael Williams as well. So I spoke in there a little bit, and Marty was floored that I speak Arabic fluidly. Even though I don't speak it like I used to, because I've been here for many years, and I came here when I was young. But also during the conversation with Ash on the 18th, he told me, you know, anytime you come to Florida, I want you to come and see me. He told me, I told him, what do you know, Ash? I have a business to go in Florida starting on the 24th. He says, that's next week. I told him, yes, next week I'm going to be in Florida. He says, where are you going? I told him, Fort Lauderdale. He says, I says, well, are you going to come and see me? So we had a rental car, and I went with my upline. It's a long story, but I ended up going by myself. I drove 2.5 hours to get to Ash. At the time, it was about 11 o'clock. And he told me up front that he had a meeting at 5 o'clock, that he have to drive 30 minutes to get there. By the way, if I'm taking too much of your time, just cut me off.
You're doing great. You're good.
All right. So he says, but I have to drive down there. It takes half hour to get there. So I have to leave at 4:30. I tell him, no problem. Whenever you're ready, just kick me out of here and I'll go on. And from 11 o'clock till approximately 4:20, we realized that it's 4:20. And the time went by so quick. To me, it was like a half hour, you know, the whole time. So, and he says, we got to go eat. I told him, Ash, you have a meeting. You got to go leave right now. He says, don't worry about it. And you know, we just, we have to eat together. And by the way, before that, Julie asked me to give him a hug. So when I mentioned that to him, he got up and he hugged me for you.
Oh my gosh.
He said anything for Julie. So, you're welcome. So we went to the first restaurant, which was across the street, and they don't serve food till 5. They start at 5 o'clock. I told him, Ash, don't worry about it. Just go on. You're gonna be late for meeting. I'm just gonna leave. He says, oh no, we gotta eat together. He took me to another restaurant, and we sat down, and you saw the pictures, and we had the food in the front of us and all that stuff. And by the time we got back to the office, the building, he walked me to my car, and we took a couple pictures in there. By that time, it was 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. So I was there from 11 o'clock till 6 p.m. And he completely missed his meeting, and he didn't care. And again, like, I'm just one person from ONPASSIVE, that he, you know, threw all his attention to me. It didn't matter like how big the company is, and all the work that he have, and I know he have a lot. But what I gathered from Ash by sitting with him those few hours, that not only that he's a very smart person, but he have a huge heart. I can feel it. You can see from his eye movement how beautiful person he is. He's an amazing person, and he's very welcoming. Like I said, it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. He give you all the attention that you deserve, basically. And I'm like flabbergasted, you know, by how he made me feel so welcome and important to him. It's just I can't explain it in words, basically. But if any of the founders in here have any questions or like to learn anything else that I didn't mention or anything else, please ask me and I'll be happy to share as well. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Peter. And it is amazing. When you meet the CEO, I'm telling you, it is going to be an amazing time. I can't wait till we can all get together in a room and just, you know, meet everyone. you know?
May I add one more thing?
Well,
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
Okay, so this is not regarding to Ash. This is what Julie and I believe Milo is promoting as well. Something about health you're trying to do, some coaching or something like that. So not today's live, I think was yesterday's live with Marty. He mentioned some things that you can do to better improve your health. Like certain good fats that you should eat and different things that he talked about, which I'm 100% agree of what he said because I doing it myself and my family. And I like to see if we can get something like that going to better improve the health of all the family of ONPASSIVE, and by eating right, eating the right food, and share that with everybody. So I don't know if we have somebody that can have the caliber to study nutritions and stuff like that, and so we can improve on that. So that's my suggestion if you can.
Absolutely. Thank you, Peter, for bringing that on. I started a we have some noise coming in.
I got it.
I started a group called Healthy Heart of Onpassive. That is a group that I encourage everyone to join in, to share what works for you. And now also we do have Dr. Bill Williams, Dr. Kiana Shaw, we have Dr. Modi, we have many doctors in our company. We also have Key Window here. He is actually in the medical field for so long. That is the group that we all can post what worked for you, especially all the professional can educate us on that part. I also set up a Zoom call for 30 minutes that all of us can interact with each other, get together. I don't know, I only do hula hoops. If we have people can focusing on teaching us how to dance, let's say. We have so many cultures in ONPASSIVE. We can have 30 minutes of someone coming on to teach us how to dance, anything, so that we all can get together. We don't have to show up. If we embarrassed don't want to show up, we can just get up and have someone motivating us, moving. So that's the health part when I wanted to start on that part. Thank you so much, Peter, for sharing that. Really appreciate you. That's a very hard task to hug Ash for me. You did it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, any comments, anything at all, please raise your hand. I know we're gonna have Marty going to talk. Haven't told you, Marty, but I'm just gonna pick on you anyway. Milo, do you have anything you want to say first before I pick up?
I would like to hear from David Bacall, and I'd like to hear from Chris Johnson too. I know Peter kind of already forgot Chris, but we don't on this show.
No, we're not forgetting anyone. We have Diane raising her hand. Diane, could you please unmute yourself?
Hey guys, how's it going? Good. Hey, just a question about the OBLES stuff. Like we have Kids Variety Club here in Vancouver. It's a really big fundraiser. And of course, I'd like to talk to them about putting them on the OBLES website. Is this something we need to wait till we launch, or should we talk to them beforehand? I mean, I know, Milo, you're suggesting we get a position for your favorite charities, but I mean, I can't buy a whole bunch. So I've got one position for charities, and I plan on just sharing it here and sharing it there, and dividing it amongst whatever's needed at the time more. Mm-hmm. But should we be talking to these bigger charities now? Because these are like ones that are on TV. They're big fundraisers, but they're for Children's Hospital and stuff. So what do you advise? Anybody know? Oh, and one other question, Peter. What was Ash's main course?
Well, I can answer that. Okay, so that's an interesting conversation there, because I ordered salmon and he ordered bass. He usually don't eat a lot of meat. I'm the same way. I don't eat a lot of meat. I do eat fish and chicken, but he prefer seafood himself. So he orders sea bass. And a funny thing that you'd like to know about Middle Eastern, that we share our food. So I give him half of mine and he gave me half of his, and we shared.
Yeah.
I do that too with my husband, but it's just because we like to do that. But
right,
great.
right, yeah. So he orders sea bass as his main course for sure. And as far as the fundraisers, what he told me about the homeless in Michigan, just to give you an idea, he said he's going to use that. Excuse me. He's going to use that as a seed to see how the homeless people in Michigan going to benefit from us, and going to use that for the whole world. So once that starts, he's going to use it for everything. And I believe, if I understood him correctly, is going to be one of the fundraisers within Oh Bless when it starts. But any other ideas, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. I know I've heard it in different webinar about the passion of everybody, like clean water and your project, Diane. So I'm not sure how to submit that. Maybe Milo can answer that, or you can maybe submit it to the support. I'm not sure.
I would say yes. Ash had mentioned that the product OBLESS link will be in our back office. I just checked, it's not there. He also said that there's going to be 12 working day to have it go live for us to start using. So I would say, why not share it? Just share the idea, share the whole concept of it. And then when you have the solid information, I just checked on ONPASSIVE YouTube. There's a couple videos already out on the YouTube channel for ONPASSIVE, the official YouTube channel. It's already out there. So if you want to share that, I said, why not? That's my thought. What about you, Milo?
I would say the same thing. I mean, just to allow them access to it or whatever, to tell them that it's coming, you know, that's a great thing. Chris Johnson has this saying, it's coming, and it is coming, you know. And so the more we share, remember, when you what you have is what everybody needs, you know, or they want and need, you know. And you have to realize that we have something that everybody should want or should need, you know. And it's not about us, but it's about getting it out there to them that they can use it, you know. And when you realize that, all of a sudden it takes away all of that thing of, oh, I need to do this or I need to do this. No, you really don't need to do nothing but share. As long as you share, that is the main thing, you know. And so I think it would be great to share it with them, you know, start prepping them. Hey, maybe they'll want to buy a position under you, you know, maybe they'll want to become a founder, because remember, if they buy a position and they put people underneath that, all of a sudden it's not only blessing them, but it's growing and it's blessing you, and you know, your bucket gets bigger that you can give out to other organizations and stuff. I think it's a great idea to share right now.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Do you have any other questions, Diane? All right, I think her hands is lower now.
Oh, good, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Diane. Up next, we have Peter, Trevor Peters. Trevor?
Hey, Trevor.
Hey, guys. So I have a quick question about the Oh Bless platform implementation and possible integration with the 7-day trial for people to be able to access the wallet system. Maybe we could somehow tie the Oh Bless thing into, what I was thinking is homeless coalitions. You know, we could kind of like highlight certain people, or maybe a select group of people, whoever wants to sign up to be getting free money through the Oh Bless platform, through the coalition. Maybe we could sponsor people through that and give them the funding, the money that they need to get back on their feet, something like that. I'm just kind of curious how that may work. Anybody have any ideas?
I mean, oh bless, the way I understand it is, you know, you could write a story or someone could write a story and then it goes into oh bless, and then the founders would pay towards, you know, whatever they want to there. I mean, someone, you know, then it could go there. So instead of having a coalition, but I mean, I like your idea. I just don't know how that would work, you know, as far as divvying it out or whatever. I don't know how that would work. I like the idea of it. You know, do you just make one fund and then hand it out to them? And if you did that, you know, would
Well,
you?
it would have to be transferred to them to their own wallet. I mean, technically, they would have to be able to get online and get a whole wallet
Right.
through ONPASSIve.
And I believe it. If you do that, see, I don't. If you did that, why not give them a position? You know what I'm saying? You could give them a position at 200, whatever, $250 or whatever, and then that thing would pay them monthly. That's
Exactly.
what I would think. You know, if you could some way make a group of them, and then you know it does it, but then where does that go? You know, I guess it could go underneath this coalition that you know people's putting into that's funding it, and then it would actually build that so that it could fund more. I think it's a great idea. I don't know how we could make it all work out, but I think it's a great idea.
Perfect. Thanks, Milo. Marty, have any input on that?
Marty or David or Susan Bukau or Julie? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
On that question, Trevor, for us here in PNG, because in the webinar, Ash said he is going to use some of the projects in PNG to build data for the whole system. So we're just collecting data. But on your question, I believe the wallet, any project, and the person who originates the project, there's a wallet that's going to be attached to that project, and you will be the one, if you initiate it, then you will be the one who has the password and the authorization to access the funds from there. So I'm not sure. I think when we start to use it in the next 12 days, that would be already part of the whole program or platform, because as soon as we start to create projects or whatever charity projects that we want to support, the wallet is already tied to a particular project. So that's how I see it. And if you want to create something to help people, then that is the name of the project that you put in, and the wallet is tied to that, and you're the owner of that wallet. So that's how I see it.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you,
Thank you,
David.
David.
Makes sense. Thanks, David.
I see Marty type in on the chat. It's the website of OBLAST. So if you are if you're not familiar with it, you might want to take that website down. It's one of our website. It's OBLAST website. I have seen that people are trying to get onto the website. There's a sign in, there's a log on. Has anyone successfully logging in or sign on to that website yet?
I wouldn't, even if you can.
Okay.
The data's not in there yet.
Okay.
But if you look at that, David's right. Somebody can start a campaign, and then the person that starts the campaign runs the campaign, and the money will go through him to pay the cause, whatever the cause is. Or you could be the person that creates the cause, or you could be the customer who pays into the cause. Either way, it will work either way. And when you go back there and you look into OBLAST, there'll be categories for everything: technical, health, hurricane victims. A lot of the ones that you scroll the way down on there now, they already have UNICEF, Red Cross. They have examples of how it will be. I don't. None of it you can use now. Now, can you log in? Yeah, maybe. Can you sign up? Yeah, but if you're a founder, you should not have to go off of ONPASSIVE to sign up for anything. So that's how you know it's not ready. It will be in your back office, and it'll be one sign up. When you log in, you're in. You go anywhere you want. That's the benefit of being a founder. But it'll be introduced to the world like it is, like you see it there. It's a beautiful site. Absolutely beautiful site.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. Now, I know many of us here are founders, but we do have some guests here as well. Let me ask you this really quick. There are now almost 600,000 of us here in ONPASSIVE. Has any of us here, founders, received any money from ONPASSIVE yet? Indicators?
No.
No, no. We're
Same thing.
just doing it out from our love and our passion.
Exactly, exactly. And I do know that we don't need to recruit anyone. We don't need to build a team. Why are we doing it? If anyone can raise your hands and say, why are you talking about ONPASSIVE? Why you share ONPASSIVE? Would be great if we can have some hands up, or if you can open your mic and share that a little bit. David, please. David, go ahead.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Milo. Thank you, everyone that's on the panel, and you guest, you are here. I'm from Papua New Guinea. My name is David Bakau. I initially went into ONPASSIVE when Marty shared me the link. I was at that time at my lowest point, and I was looking for income opportunity. And that's where I was searching, and I found Marty, and he shared me this link. So I went in there for personal financial situation, and then in the process, I'm with the company for, it's now going about 18 months now, or 19 months since I joined in September of 2019, and I am sharing this business as I see it, not only that it will serve me personally as give me that financial ability or freedom. I found out that this business has a heart to help a lot of people across the globe, and that's why I'm sharing this business in my country, Papua New Guinea, and also some of my friends overseas. I've shared my link with them, and they've come on. We haven't earned any money yet, but I have the belief level in this company that it will deliver what it says. And from our CEO, Ash Mufara, seeing his passion and his vision, I align myself with his passion and vision to deliver. And this company will deliver for us. So actually, we haven't earned money yet, but we are sharing, because if we share, it brings your financial goals closer. The more people you have in your team, and whatever financial dream that you have, you want to do, that as we go into day one of hard launch or main launch, you will start to earn income, and that whatever you want to build or do, it brings that financial goal very closer, because it generates quickly for you if you have a large team. If you don't share, it doesn't matter. The company is going to build a team for you automatically also. It doesn't matter. So, but I can't stop, because I need to share this business with a lot of my family. They need to know about it, because if they don't know and we go into launching and they miss out on this founder position, you're a greedy person. Why did you keep it to yourself? You're selfish. So I can't do that. No, I can't do that. So I'm sharing it because I have to. It's not because I want money. I know money is going to come, but I'm sharing it because I want to give them that opportunity. so that they can also earn money when the business launches. Thank you.
Absolutely.
David, that is awesome. That is exactly the way I feel too. We have to share it. We have to share it. And I say on the show, me and Julie are so blessed. We get to meet the people all the time, the founders. But I say on the show all the time, ONPASSIVE is changing the world one person at a time. And it started with Ash Mufaro. We think when we first come in, it's about income, but then we quickly realize that no, it's about helping other people. It's about sharing. We have another hand raised, and it's Magic Cubic, I believe is the way I say it. Did I do that right? Unmute yourself, Matt. Is it Magic?
Yes. Hi.
All right.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm from Canada. Yes, I wanted to share maybe first, why do I believe in today in ONPASSIVE? And the reason that I believe, like first I didn't believe it because I thought, how is this possible? Like it's amazing project. And the system is just so incredible that I basically didn't know how to believe it. And then I started to think about it. And I thought that, one of the reasons that this is actually possible and this is believable is the artificial intelligence. It's basically like 2 years ago, or whenever it was, then the artificial intelligence was not out there yet. And we all know that it's not just on ONPASSIVE, but it's also in today's life. So if we have this basically artificial intelligence, then it's possible to put the system together. And maybe from my perspective, it looks like this is impossible because it looks so easy. But from the other perspective, we have to realize that the CEO and all these people who are involved in that, they have a lot of education in this matter, many years preparation probably. That is the most important thing, because if they can build the system supported by artificial intelligence, if they can connect the dots, if they can put these components together, and we have to realize that it's not actually that easy. It had to be done so much work to it. And it just from my perspective, when I'm coming in and just, hey, you don't even have to do anything kind of thing, then I am thinking like, how is that possible? I don't believe it. But then when I connect the dots myself, when I look at into everything, then I am okay. With this artificial intelligence, with all this team hired in India, professionals, experts, with someone who was willing to put this together, like this genius CEO, Mr. Ash, yes, it is possible, because if artificial intelligence wouldn't be there, well, then it would be a different story. Then we will have to sell it. So that's why I believe in this. This makes sense.
Absolutely.
And, that's what I want to say. Like, obviously, I had a different reason why I like ONPASSIVE from the beginning, but maybe next time, because that's a longer story.
All right.
Well, you're gonna go on to Julie and Milo's show, and you're gonna share that story.
Yes, thank you very much.
Milo?
There you go.
You know what? I see that we have Marty on with us. So Marty is a man of ONPASSIVE Nation. He has running his live every day. He's literally running the corporate webinar for ONPASSIVE. So Marty, if you could please unmute yourself, share with us your wisdom, Marty.
You built me up too much. I don't know if I can live up to that. But anyway, bringing up a couple things. The reason ONPASSIVE is such a big deal to me was I did market online for many, many years, like 16 to be exact. And most of those years were pretty gruesome, I would say. But then I learned how to market and could build very big teams. And then what happened was I hated the other part of it is you couldn't bring anybody with you. So when I saw Onpassive that, yes, I can do okay, but even better than that, many people could do okay. Like if I invite somebody, I know they're going to do great. That's the best feeling of all, absolutely of all. And the cherry on top is meeting Ash. Now I didn't meet him in person, but I talked to him sometimes 4 or 5 times a week. He called me tonight actually to tell me that he's out of town. But his conversations, I mean, he's actually pretty funny. I don't know if he's trying to be, but I laugh all the time. But he said, you know, here's one today. He goes, I watched Robin with Julie and Milo, man alive, lots of crying this year. Then he said, a couple of days ago, he wrote and said, I watched the P&G 2 hour Zoom, man alive. I need a box of tissues. And then I said to him, I said, look, I'm getting together with the loudmouths of Onpassive. Okay, you guys know how I talk, right? And he goes, what do you mean by that? I said, Chris, Cedric, Julia, Milo, you know, I said it at night, you know, that's the way I talk. So he goes, oh, great, what are you doing? I said, we're gonna step it up a notch and get people going on things and try to bring more people in. Because the point is, Milo said it, everybody here said it. I don't need to bring anybody in anymore. I really don't. I didn't need to bring anybody in day one. But the beauty of it is I know the people I brought in are going to do very well. That's the biggest gift that I could get. Joyce is having problems with her mic. But other stuff, what do you say the next one? When are you doing the next opportunity? I said in 10 minutes. Because he always calls it wacky time. What else should we say? Oh, I'll be out of town tomorrow, but I have 5 minutes. Is there anything I can do for you? Now, this is a guy that's busier than a one-armed coat hanger, okay? And he's asking some fat guy in New Jersey, is there anything I can do for you? No, I'm pretty cool. You know, I mean, my God, but that's how he is. It's not a joke. Peter's right. You know, I mean, and he's kind of a prankster. I mean, he set me up just unbelievable at that Arabic meeting. He didn't call me, he just sent a link and he said, get here now. Okay, for one thing, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to go because the boss man said go. Peter's there, and Peter's speaking Arabic. So I go, whoa, this has got to be candid camera, right? I'm going, where's Alan Front, right? Whoever's old enough knows who that is. So he's ripping away in Arabic, and I go, whoa, where am I at? What is it, the Wizard of Oz? Yeah. And then I hear Ash speaking Arabic. And I go, whoa, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So he calls me, no, he's texting me, hey, give him 2 minutes. I wrote back, give him 2 minutes of what? Marty. I said, are you sure you want that? He goes, yeah. It's okay. So I got on, and you know how this is just for fun, guys out, but you know how you're focused on passive. And I got a pretty good memory for dates and people and whatever. And he knew exactly what he was doing because he said, Marty, tell me about ONPASSIVE. I went through the spiel, you know, but I just love ONPASSIVE. It's easy for me to talk about it because you love it. That's why people share it when the light bulb goes off. That's nothing to do with being genius, Einstein, I know everything. No, you talk about it like you would your own children. You love them, you talk about them. You love ONPASSIVE, you talk about it. So I get in there, and I don't want to make him look like an idiot for bringing on this idiot, right? So I get there and I'm saying all these spiels, and they're smiling. And first I'm talking too fast, like I did on Julie's thing. And the guy said, "You got to slow down. We have to interpret what you're saying." I said, "Oh yeah, that's right." So I did. He did. And then Ash looks at me, and he's so smart at reading things. He said, Marty's in a zone right now. Let me mess with him. Peter saw it. And I could just tell by he's looking, I had a smile on his face. Saying, why would he be? So the guy goes, when is your anniversary? And I said, oh, it's March 9th, 2019. He goes, no, your wedding anniversary. And I go, oh, crap. 1980, July 26th. My wife yells in the background, and you can hear it.
No, you said August 26th.
Oh, yeah, I said August 26th. And she goes, no, it isn't, you idiot. Right? So, of course, they interpret the whole thing, I guess, because they were laughing. I said, wow, that's what a great show I did, right? But no, I mean, that's who he is. And Peter's right. He'll call me. The problem is I don't know he's calling. So I have to make notes. I have to make Ash notes because I don't know when it's coming. And when he gives you that time, you don't want to waste it, right? You have the notes. But usually it's 2 minutes before a webinar or during a webinar, and then he goes, is there anything you need from me? Yeah. So I'm looking for my notes, and if you can't find it, and I don't want to waste his time. So I'll go to the notes, and he's going, yes, no, yes, no. And he goes through all of them. Do you need anything else? No, I'm good. Okay. And then he'll drop a bomb of some type, a small one. Boom. And I go, what, are you kidding me? Yeah, and I'll talk to you later, click. And I go, what the frick? He did that again. He does it on purpose. But he's really is what you guys hear and see. Milo met him. Yeah, he's a heart with a head. He really is. He just cares about people. And that's the other reason I love Onpassive. Not only did he build something for everybody, but knowing that an owner like that is running everything, what more could you ask for? Seriously, what more could you ask for? And he's going to take care of us. I mean, he looks at everybody in Onpassive, the founders, as his family. I'm not kidding. And that's why when somebody in the family does something bad, he gets upset. But if everybody takes care of each other like everybody here is, it's a big deal to him. That's why I'll send him videos. You got to watch this. You got to watch. It's not for the person I'm sending it. It's for Ash. He gets to see something outside himself without him being there. So when he's there, everybody's trying to kiss him, okay? But I want him to see what people are saying about him when he's not there. And he really was, he really likes that stuff. But anyway, that's my 2 cents anyway.
Thank you, Marty. We don't see you, by the way. We don't see you. I know we always see you there, but for some reason today I don't see you. You're coming there, but that's okay because we see you all the time. Milo, are you want to introduce our next hand?
Great job, Marty. Great job. I love what you said about Ash. It's all true. When you meet him, it's just a pleasure to meet him. And me and Peter's very lucky to have met him. Next up, we have Tim Dillon. Tim, come on down and unmute your microphone.
Well, hello.
Hey.
How are you all today?
I'm good.
I'm going to hide behind my bucket and my rainbow for a minute.
All right.
But I have gotten very inspired by all of the people who are on the panel or who have been on the panel, because I believe we all sit here and we share this amazing company because we all want the rainbow in the picture. We want that rainbow. And we want the dream of living without worries. I don't believe we all want the same, but I know we all want to have a life that is not stressed by obligation. I believe we will have enough. So that won't be the case. And we just want enough to enjoy life our way, individually. And we each have a different way. And Mr. Ashmafara has led off this pre-launch with Academy. He wants us to teach people how to fish. He followed it up with Oh Bless. So let's teach and let's educate to show how to give. Let's learn to have compassion, forgiveness, patience, and kindness, because it will make you more happy throughout the journey. And as that happens and our happiness grows, we will make historical changes to our global community that will continue long after we've gone. And I'll leave you with that thought.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for sharing your passion and your thought right there. That's what make ONPASSIVE great, because there are so many people that has that passion, that share, that determination. Now we do have a guest next. Let me mute the mic first. I'd like to introduce to you the next person that had her hand raised is Robin Noble. And if you haven't watched her story, and the reason why I say this is because we had her story come out last night, and it was probably about midnight last night. Up until now, we already have 400 people that watch it, that actually feel so inspired, send us messages, positive. There's tears because of how big this woman is. She has gone through so much. I'm just gonna let her share her story. Once you hear her voice, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Robin, if you could please unmute yourself.
Julie, you're very kind. I would like to take this public opportunity with all my new friends and expanded family on to say thank you so much for the love and the support that I have received. Milo, Julie, thank you so much. You made me sound really good. And Julie, you've never seen me. How do you know I'm that big? I am, but how do you know I'm that big? I thank you both. I have been so touched by everybody's comments, by your love, by your private messages. And you know, a big part of me has turned another page, and maybe this is the final chapter in this healing. We all have stories, but there also comes a point where we have to write the last chapter of that story. And with a lot of friendly prodding and threatening and cajoling and patience on behalf of Milo and Julie to help me do it the way I felt comfortable, my not showing my face is not a vanity thing, everybody. I sustained some very bad facial injuries, and I was fortunate to find a product that helped me reverse all of that, and it actually healed and cleared and cleaned up all of those. And it's a company that I'm still with, and it's something that I look forward to being able to share to help people in due course, but that's not the reason for my mentioning it. From the moment that I wasn't able to afford it again a few years ago, all those scars have come back. And with that has come a lot of pain. So please bear with me. It will be a little bit longer, but that will be the final chapter if I'm able to do it, to actually final exposing of my face in the raw state of the accident's scars. But working with Milo and Julie, a huge, huge aspect of the accident tragedy has taken another step forward to heal. And I'm so grateful to all of you to helping me. And if there's anything that I can do for any of you, whether it's talk to clients, whether it's talk to prospects or anybody else to help them through something that they might be struggling, is please call on me. I would love to be able to help and give back as well, because you've all been so kind to me. Thank you so much. I love you all dearly, and I will be around for as long as possible. Bye.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I said you are big. I mean, you're bigger than big because of what you had gone through. I could not imagine. I literally, after the interview with you, listening to you again, I found myself speechless. You are bigger than big, my friend, and I love you so much, and the whole community love you, and we're all sending you energy, strength, love. Take whatever you need, and yes. Anyway, thank you for sharing that, Robin. I love you very much.
Julie, thank you. If I may, I've just received such unconditional love from everybody. And in the past, the only people I've had that from, I've been fortunate to have it from my mom and my sister. So you truly are my extended family. By birth, we have a family. They don't always stand with us, but as adults, we get to choose our family. And I would choose all of you in an instant again. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Robin.
Robin, we choose you also, and we pray for you every day, and we love you, man. I'm telling you, your story was incredible, and I loved it. And so I got to go right now to Jocelyn Patterson. Jocelyn, unmute your mic, please.
Jocelyn?
Hello.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hey, Jocelyn.
We all get emotional, and I am emotional right now. Yes, we all have our stories. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Milo. Thank you for the invitation. Honestly, I've been trying so hard to come into one webinar. And in fact, I was just talking to Chris a while ago and asking him, give me your timing, because I still can't get my head around this timing of PAG and all of you on the other side of the world. But it is with pleasure. And thank you, Julie, for the invitation.
Thank you, Jocelyn, for joining us today. Before I bring on our next hand raised, I wanted to ask a question. And I know because we do have some guests here. I wanted to ask the question to Chris Johnson. Chris, we all talk about Mr. Ash Muffart, how wonderful things are, how beautiful things are. A lot of our guests here still haven't had a clue, or even though they have a position, but they still haven't plugged in yet. So I know you are the guy who worked for 30-something years in the motor industry. You are retired, but every single day you get onto Facebook and you talk about ONPASSIVE, your passion, and you know the whole thing. So can you help me out here to talk about ONPASSIVE really quick? And then after Chris, I'd like to bring on Kevin Rutledge and then Key Wendell. So Chris?
Well, first of all, very easy question for me to answer, but I want to say something to Robin, if I may. Robin, I don't ever need to see your face because I got your heart right here. I feel it every day. All right. Don't ever be what you become, what you came from. I will never see anything but beautiful in you. So I just want you to remember that. And I'm going to bet everyone on this panel and every family founder in here is going to say the same thing. So, and you cracked me up before you made me start crying there, lady. You said a joke and you said you don't got jokes. That was funny. Papua New Guinea, David, Jocelyn, Lino, I text with them every day. Really cool. And that's my answer, Julie. I talk about ONPASSIVE because I believe in what it's going to do. ONPASSIVE, it's getting in everybody, all right? And it's taking you to another level. David McCow and his team is a perfect example. You're all examples, but I'm always going to fall back on David and the Papua New Guinea people because by far, Julie and Milo, no offense, it is my favorite webinar to go to because they truly inspire me. the ladies there, wow. When I go to Papua New Guinea, let me tell you what, I'm going to go shake David's hand, but I'm going to go sit on the beach with the ladies and have some nice long talks. They're all pretty really nice to see, but ONPASSIVE is a dream to many people. Nancy from Papua New Guinea is, after all the ladies spoke, she's the one that nailed it into me. And I'm going to tell you what she said. I don't know if exactly. She said to all my international founders, basically she's talking to us in America. You got cars in your driveway, nice homes. You got money in the bank. You know, you have things. Boy, she hit it, boom. She cracked me in the head and my head broke open. And then she said, look what we've done in Papua New Guinea. We have none of that. And we march on and we keep going forward. And if that don't inspire any of you to get out and share ONPASSIVE, I don't know what will. That's what ONPASSIVE is all about. Not only what you're all doing, but what David and his wonderful Papua New Guinea family has done. That's what ONPASSIVE is. That's the only way I can explain it. It is going to change everyone's lives for the better. And I'm really can't wait to see that change because it's going to be awesome. But I hope that answered your question, Julie. Thanks for doing all this for us. And you guys are just out. You guys are on my heart. So just keep going. I love y'all.
There you have it from the guy that says it's coming. Big Head Johnson, man. What a guy. Love the guy. This next guy too. Kevin Rutledge, come on down. He's the only guy that's been on the Julie Only show. I was fired one day while he was there. So come on, Kevin.
Thank you, Milo. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys. I just want to say, wow. If you're not inspired, I think you need to check your pulse, because maybe Key can help you out with their. I don't know what you need to hear. If you're on the fence, get off. It's got to be uncomfortable. I don't know what you need to hear, and I don't know what I can add, really. I just had to get on here and say, Robin, you are gorgeous, and I love everything that comes out of your mouth. Man, you are beautiful in more ways than I can count, and that's just exactly what we have here in this business, too. It's just, you know, we got Easter coming up here in the States, and I envision this Easter basket full of Easter eggs. And that's how you can envision this company. Because about when you think you got, you know, if you look at the basket and you turn it around and, well, here's another one back here, you know, they just keep coming. You know, and about the time you think there can't get any better, guess what happens? It gets a little bit better. It's incredible. You know, we go back a couple of weeks or a month or whatever it was. We were talking about oranges and seeds, and you know, how many oranges can you get from one orange? And that's exactly what we have here. Okay, I mean, it's endless. It is endless where this goes. You couldn't pry this out of my hands if you tried. I mean, this is priceless. I wrote a little paragraph that I was trying to figure out how to, you know, kind of sum this thing up. Just one thing I just kind of made a little sense to me is we earn commissions from the sale of products that we don't have to promote unless we choose to. And I suggest you do, because it'll make that road to your, you know, goals much quicker. And you'll help that many more people, which is really how you need to be thinking. If you made it this far, you've made it. Okay? Now it's time to start thinking about how many, I'll get it out here in a minute, how many other people are out there that I can help. My suggestion, Marty calls me the professor because, you know, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while. But my suggestion is go for the leaders. Okay? Go for the pastors, the administrators. Okay? Let's get them all. You know? Let's don't go for the low-hanging fruit here. Let's go for the top of the tree. Let's get them all. Okay, let's get those charities their own positions. You know, the charity gets fed. I mean, this thing is huge, and we can help a lot of folks. And you figure, all right, let's just say there's going to be 1 million of us. We can all pretty much agree on that. But let's just say there's 2 million of us. There's what, 328 million in the U.S. alone? That's a drop. It's a drop in the bucket. Okay, so let's help them all. Let's help as many as we can. We got the golden ticket. We got the best game in town. You're never going to find anything even comes close, not in my opinion. And I've only been around for about 12 years in this game. You know, what I've seen in my experience, and I've dabbled. I'm far from what you would call a marketer. But I've seen nothing that's even come close. And I don't think we ever will. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's a privilege and an honor to be here. I couldn't be happier. I don't know why I'm blue. I adjusted my camera and I turned blue. So sorry for the whole Smurf thing. But hopefully that doesn't take away from anything I said, because I love this company. I love all you guys, and I'm going to keep coming here as long as I can. So love y'all. It's enough out of me.
That was beautiful, Kevin. Thank you. Love your sharing. Up next, we have Key Window. Key, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Julie. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
Very good.
Great picture behind you.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? That's a chapel in the mountains of South Carolina. It's called Pretty Place, and it's an open air chapel. I may visit that this weekend. But everybody here, and Chris, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Probably will. Robin, you have a huge family here that you have touched every one of our hearts. And I can promise you this, whatever you need, this family right here is gonna help you immensely. You give so much to this group of folks, and I've learned from all of you, and I love hanging out with you. That's it.
Wow. Thanks, Key. That was great. All right, next up we have Jocelyn Patterson. Jocelyn, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Jocelyn. There we go.
Just bear with me. I'm sorry, I'm back again. I just want to say thank you. It's really a miracle that I'm here. In fact, it is. I've been trying to go on a lot of our own P&G webinars with my women, and we sit every Sunday with this little thing here, a boombox, and listen. I just want to show everyone what a boombox is all about. And then we've been talking about balloons or strain bags. This is a balloon. Okay. Now, I joined Onpassive with the intention of teaching my women virgin coconut oil, life skill lessons in life that will help them. Because a lot of my women are all widows. They don't have husbands. The husbands have died. But first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to Marty for the bridge, building us together and bringing Onpassive here to Papua New Guinea. My leader, David, a pleasure and privileged to be here, and especially on board here on Julie and Milo show. It's not been easy for a lot of our mothers. And I thank you all so much, especially Chris. And I think Tom, was it, who donated or helped us with our mothers to get money. Because it is really hard to find 380 or 390 or 400 kina is really daunting. Our mothers make this bottle of oil that I sell for 100 kina, that would be $50 or $25. I don't know, tell me. And we try to build that up, and then I've put my mothers in together with our ONPASSIVE group. We're still struggling. I'm not asking for help. I'm merely telling you the hardships that we all go through, but we're getting there. Importantly is the passion that's within the mothers who are old, who don't have husbands, and yet they find time to just come and learn how to make oil, pure virgin coconut oil that can help them. Their children can't help. Their husbands are gone. What can they do? But we thank God for this opportunity. But as our founder, as our CEO says, it's a lifestyle that changes us globally. And I love it when he says, change one person at a time. Yes, we're doing that. We're trying to change one person at a time. But in fact, we're changing multitude, plenty more who would want this opportunity. I'm having a hard time trying to recruit. I'm not a good, maybe, marketer. I may talk a bit okay, but still, it is so difficult because we've all gone through and walked that walk of MLM or whatever you call it. We've lost a lot of money. And when you knock on doors, they just say, oh yeah, another product, what you gonna do? But that doesn't stop us from doing what we love to do. And since listening to everybody and every one of you, Milo and Julie's show, Chris, Marty, our godfather from PNG, and David, and even my own team. I give credit to my own team. But I want to say thank you, Julie, for the invitation. And I'm old school. I've been struggling trying to press this and press that, and I'm going all over the place. But then I suppose it's determination that keeps you going. So I'm here this morning. It's Thursday morning here in Papua New Guinea, I think 8, 9 o'clock. And I was asking Chris, please give me your timing properly. So at least I want to follow each and every one of you. Until I went back on Facebook and I saw the invitation from you, Julie. And there, I'm here and I'm so excited. Yes, ONPASSIVE, we need to win it. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And what a timely launching of our Oblast, because it's Easter. And we all know what Easter means to us. And on Ash Mafura is just the ashes dropped, going into the ground and then coming back again to revive and rejuvenate us and bring us back with something that only him and him alone has been chosen to do. Thank you, Ash Mafura and the team in India. Thank you to all and each and every one of you. Chris, thank you for donating with Tom. David, thank you so much with the family and all our leaders. Julie and Milo, you're both awesome. We love you, love you, love you. Like David told Ash Mafura, like him you plant, no, that's true. David, how is it again? Like him, you're nothing true, sorry. Like him, you're nothing true. God bless you all. Happy Easter with Good Friday coming up. And thank you once again.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Always love Papua New Guinea in the house. Thank you for sharing that. Milo, I'd like you to introduce our next hand raise, please, Milo.
All right, next up we have Trevor Peters. Trevor, come on down. That was awesome, by the way, Jocelyn. We love Papua New Guinea.
Hey,
Hey,
sorry,
Trevor.
I was mid helping a kid. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off, but at least you'll be able to hear my voice still. What I'm going to say kind of aligns with what Chris was saying a little bit ago, and pretty much the whole motto of ONPASSIVE. And it's a reciprocating phrase, works both ways. It's called sharing is caring, and caring is sharing. And that's the ONPASSIVE philosophy. When you get that inside of you, you want to share it because you care. And when you care, you want to share it because you care. It's absolutely phenomenal. And that's one reason I like to be part of this big family that we all call ONPASSIVE. Care about every single one of you. And thank yourselves too for making one of the smartest decisions that you could ever make. And that's pretty much all I got to say. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on with us. Up next, I have my sister from Canada, Pam Turner. My sister love. Pam,
unmute yourself.
It's connecting right now, so give it a few minutes. There you go. We can't hear you, Pam. I think it has something to do with your earphone. All right. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Can you unplug your earphones? Can you unplug your earphones out and see if it'll work? Just unplug.
We good? How's that?
Perfect.
I'm new. First of all, thank you so much, everybody that's here, everybody and their stories. This is a good night. This was a great idea, guys. Robin, you're the one I'm nailing. A lot of you know a bit of my background, and I used to rob Peter to pay Paul because I had no money, and dabbled in the bags and lotions and potions, and you all know that story. Robin is a friend of mine. I met online through another company, and she presented Onpassive to me in January of 2019. I hopped on board not knowing a thing. It's like I didn't know, I didn't care. It's like, okay, yeah, well, maybe it'll help, maybe not. I'm not going to go bankrupt. And it's not even so much, well, it's all about Onpassive because of all of you. But Robin started it for me, and she's become such a sweetheart, sister, friend. We talk frequently. It's because of her that she threw a little bit of dynamite in my bum, and I think I've done a little bit of that for her too, and we've become a pretty cool team. But she is my head honcho, and she's guided me so well and helped me create a team. And Robin, I just want to tell you, I love you to pieces, honey, and I'm telling everybody the same thing. I love you all, and thanks to all my Onpassive family, because that's our life now. We're not happy unless we're part of with you, and love you all. Julie, my little sister, love you too. All of you, Cynthia and Diane and everybody. Milo, Kevin, Chris, David, Peter, Cynthia. Did I say you? Everybody. Judy, if you're on, I don't even know. Of course, she's my real sister, but I tell her I love her all the time. Love you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll see you too at the 8:30 one too.
Absolutely.
Elsa's turn.
Awesome. We love you too, Pam. This has been a great night, man. This has been awesome. It's been pure gold tonight. And we're coming down to the last half hour. I wanted to let you know. So if you want to say something, please get your hand up. We love hearing from you. And it's just been a great night. We got Peter, sure, the Birdman coming up. Come on down, Peter. Give us a good word.
Thank you. I just want to add a couple more things than what I previously spoke about. First, I know Robin has been here with Onpassive for a while. I didn't know anything about her till recently when she started speaking out in some of the webinar, probably, I don't know, in the last 3 months or so. But I tell you what, Robin, I fell in love with your voice. And I can see your heart through your voice. You're such a beautiful person. It doesn't matter what the outside look like, but I know what the inside of you. You're such a beautiful person from the inside out, okay? We all love you, just know that. Secondly, in regard to some numbers, let's put some numbers in there, okay? I'm not going to talk about income or anything like that, so I'm not breaking any rules, but think about it for a minute. Once we Onpassive launches, okay, and we all have financial things that we want to take care of and all this stuff. By the time all that is being taken care of, I guarantee you OnPassive is going to have over 5 million people in there. Okay, so think about it there for a minute, for Papua New Guinea as well, for all your projects that you want to do, and for any of your guys' projects. Okay, imagine those 5 million people that are getting residual income every single month. Imagine if every single person on OnPassive just threw $1 into a fundraiser, okay, within OBLESS, for example, okay? That's $5 million. That's every single month that can help some project somewhere in the world to take care of the people of the world. We're all in it to help each other out. So this is 5 million people. Imagine if we go 100 million people. Imagine what the power we can have, OnPassive will have. Just think about that for a minute and sleep over it and enjoy the ride. Okay. Thank you, guys. Love you, Milo and Julie.
Love you, Peter. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you for putting another seed in for us to think about it tonight. Keep us up. Actually, thank you so much, Peter. That was beautiful. I didn't know that I was muted. Yeah, that's in our mind, and it's going to keep us up for another night and many more nights to come. Now, I like to turn over to my other sister, Diana Lennon. I like to ask her a couple questions. Beth is on. Hold on, let me mute Beth really quick. Okay, thank you, Milo. So I'd like to ask you, Diane, 2 days ago, I was sleeping and you had a room on. You get everybody get together, and I saw Cynthia Brown, my other sister here, and then we saw David. We saw everyone's kind of getting together in the morning, and we were all like, some was like just woke up, some were just looking really nice, and I was literally laying at my bed. I picked up the phone and we get to talk. We kind of get started our day like that. That was beautiful. So Diane, how and why did you start that room call every morning?
I don't do it every morning, but you really did put me on the spot with that one, because did you hear the original story? It's okay. I as you know, we have a lot of sleepless nights, and I was sleeping in the spare room, and I went to get up in the morning and I accidentally pushed a button. Didn't know I opened a room. Of course, I'm just getting out of bed, and this might be TMI, you guys, but I don't wear stuff to bed. So suddenly I'm seeing this red bar across the top of my phone, and I hit it. And by this time I put my nightie on, and there's Kevin and I can't remember who else, but I'm like, oh my God, I gotta brush my teeth, guys. Anyway, I was just panicking, and then I finally said I'll come back in, because, and then I didn't know whether I had any clothes on or not when they first saw my video. Apparently nobody saw anything. That's what they're telling me. Thank goodness. So, but now Chris bugs me about granny underwear and all kinds of things. So, but anyway, the coffee part is really fun. We just do it once in a while, and like Cynthia, her partner, they have this beautiful drink that she gave me a recipe. So it's ginger root, turmeric root, chamomile leaves, mint, and lemon. You boil that for a long time. So that's what I was sipping on the morning we were chatting there. And it's a wonderful drink, super healthy, obviously. But it's just fun. We never know who's going to pop in the room and say hi, and yeah, it's just great. I just love it. It's a good way to start the day. I have to get up extra early, as Julie, you know, because our time is different. So, you know, it might be 10 o'clock for you guys having a coffee, but it's 7 a.m. and I had to get up at 6 to, you know, fluff my hair and put some clothes on. So, yeah, no, it's just fun once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I brought that up, I didn't know exactly what happened in the original story, but I heard something about legs or something like that. It was kind of cute. The reason why I brought that up, Diane, and put you on the spot, because the culture of ONPASSIVE here is we are so relaxed. We didn't have to put up another person in, you know, to talk to our friends, to talk with other people. All we got to do is us being real, being you, being me. We get it together. So Diane, I know that you told your story at Julie and Milo show, and everyone here, if you haven't listened to, I think every single one on the screen right now except Magic Kubik is our guest, and I'm very sure there's more that hasn't shown. If you haven't listened to our ONPASSIVE founder story, go to julieandmilo.com. Now, Diane, you told your story a while back at the beginning when we had Julie and Milo show, and at that time you had a lot of things to share, but right now you really in it, you really go through, you talk, chat with us, you're there for us. You're such a sweet sister to me. And I'd like you to talk a little bit about more of ONPASSIVE. What is it for you? What's ONPASSIVE for you?
Well, the biggest thing is, of course, this family. You know, with COVID and the shutdowns, and I'm not going back to work. I've chosen to not go back to work because I know ONPASSIVE is coming, and I'm 57, almost 58. So it's just been a lifeline. You know, it makes you smile every day. I mean, the joking that goes on. But also because my husband's on board with it now, he's still a little skeptical now and then, but he sees it and he's getting excited about, you know, that we're going to be able to have a comfortable retirement instead of counting our pennies and budgeting for every little thing, because he's going to be 65 this summer. So that's the biggest thing for me, is that we just can get rid of that worry, and of course just help people that need it. I'm so excited. I have a few surprise positions for family, and that's so exciting. I can't wait to just show them and go, look, here you go. You know, so it's just a lifeline. It really is. And it lifts everybody's spirits. It really does. So yeah, love all you guys.
Love you, sister. Love what you're sharing. I know many of us here, we don't even talk about how much money we're going to make anymore. I mean, that's like yesterday conversation, the last month, last year conversation already. So I know my dear friend, my brother from another mother is raising his hand. So I'm going to have Marty, please lower your hand and please speak. And then after that, I'd like to talk to Cynthia Brown.
I'll be quick. Babyface grandma. Chris sent me some pictures, and I see now that you're more than just babyface grandma.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, I need to see these pictures. Yeah, no, you know what? We've all seen something, so good on you. I know.
You know what? You know these guys, you know, when we on camera, when we talk, when we do webinar, Chris would text me, you got booger hanging out your nose, and I'm start doing this, and he and Milo
It's just one big joking family, I tell you. Yes. Like I say, laughing is the best medicine. It really is.
You know what? We don't ever, when we're talking and chatting, we forget about every problem that's in the world. We're having so much fun. A lot of it's corny. And like I said, I can add to Diane's story because I think I really had her believe it. I said, oh my God, you called and you weren't dressed. And I said, you really got some nice calves. I said, and that mirror that's behind you, whoa, thank you. And first she said, Chris, what mirror? So she really thought we could see her. I'm like, Diane, nobody saw nothing. You just called us and it hung up. That was it. Well, that's anyway, but.
Oh gosh, it was priceless, I must say.
And then she told me about it, and I peeked in the room, and I had my rag on my head, and I think David or somebody was in there. So she didn't feel bad anymore because I wasn't ready to be in there either.
Only thing we were missing was chipmunks.
Yes.
Bill Bland.
Yeah, I miss him. I miss Bill Bland. We gotta find him and bring him back. we gotta bring Chipmunk Marty back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He was on the other night, Julie, and his voice was perfectly fine.
yeah, I think
So,
it
yeah.
has something to do with his phone or internet, but
He has such a serious look on his face with that chipmunk voice coming out. I'm sorry, I could not take that serious no matter what. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm like,
oh yeah, but I didn't think he knew it though. His face was like, why are these guys laughing at me?
that made it funnier though, because he was so serious. His arms are waving. He's going, I really have something to say. You know, I'm like, holy.
Well, say it.
That is so funny. So I like to turn to my dear other sister, Cynthia Brown. I love you. I love everything that you do. You are like every time when we have a video come out, you watch it, you resonate with the message, and you give us so much love and comment. So I like to ask you, Cynthia Brown, your story is so special because your story involved your dad, involved the love between you and your dad. So please share with us what is ONPASSIVE and why are you here? And yes, share us your story, please.
Well, ONPASSIVE is special to me because, excuse me, my dad caught the vision on his way out. I was listening to Scott Nelson and Ash one day, and he asked me from the other room, turn it up. He said, turn that up a little bit. Let me hear that. So he heard him talking about how if you get in now, how it would set your life up for your future. So my dad said, you should get in this. So the next day, he wanted to hear it again. I was making him breakfast and he made me sit the phone up on the table and he watched the whole entire thing. And he said that you really need to get in this and you'll be set for life. He said you can set and forget it. So, you know, I told myself, well, Dad, I don't have any money. I'm not working anymore. What am I going to do? So he took me to the bank. He got me a bank account. And then he got me a spot in ONPASSIVE. So when he got sicker and then he passed. So I didn't think nothing of it anymore. So I sat on it for almost a whole year. Then I started, hearing all the other videos and I was sitting one night listening, thinking about my mom and dad, just crying in the dark. And I had my computer in front of me. I was listening to Mike Ellis, but I wasn't really paying attention until I just was sitting there crying. And then I heard his voice kind of echo, the sheer volume. He said if he was explaining the pay structure of it, he was saying how if you got to think of the sheer volume of everybody coming in under you and you, this person and that person. And a light bulb just went off on my head. My rubber band started popping in my head and everything. And I was like, wow, is this what my dad got for me? And from that point on, I just wanted to share like crazy. I've been trying to talk to all my nieces, my nephews, my kids. My kids, they all work and everything. And they were like, oh, here you go again, Mom, with another get-rich scheme. And it's because for years, me and my mom has always got into stuff. I never made any money off of it. I always failed miserably, mainly because I don't know how to do nothing, So I fell in love with ONPASSIVE because they said they're going to do everything for me, and that was, for my age, I know I'm not that old, but for my age, I don't know how to, I've always been in the healthcare field. I never knew how to do the computer and everything. But since I've been doing ONPASSIVE, I learned how to type faster and everything. It's just unbelievable. I really love it. I love the closeness. I love the people in Papua New Guinea, and it just everybody that I'm meeting just all over the world. It's just, this is really, really special. And just like Julie said and Chris said, we do joke a lot all night, just about. You know, I could be asleep and I hear ding, ding, ding all day, all night, you know, and I can wake up, I can turn over and, you know, and see somebody said something, no matter what time it is, and laugh, crack up. It's just because everybody's in different parts of the world and you just never know who's up. You know, it's amazing to me. You know, it's like I got family any minute of the day if I want, you know. But it's just really beautiful and I really love it. I do like the coffee thing, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a really good time. You know, we had a good time yesterday with Kevin and just a couple of us, this man with the hair, I forgot his name. He has some beautiful white hair. But
Derek.
Derek, yes. So we had a really, really nice time, you know, and I like meeting up in the morning like that. We miss you, Peter. Glad you back.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't talking about me.
All right.
Oh man, Kevin, I love Kevin. He's so cool and laid back, you know. And it was like we didn't want to leave each other. I don't know how long it was. We was in there, we know we had a coffee moment for a very long time. We didn't want to leave each other. But that's how nice it is.
And Robert Tantulo with his Jersey Shore accent. Oh my gosh, he's just priceless. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Cynthia Brown. Love you. You are up everywhere. Love you so much. You show up every webinar. Yes. Love you for sharing. So
that was awesome, Cynthia. I loved it. And if you've seen me laughing on the screen along with Chris Johnson, I've been texting Chris Johnson telling Julie, hey, can I talk? Can I talk? And I didn't know it was going to Chris, and Julie just kept going, but I wanted to get a word in, you know. So anyway, that's what I was laughing about. But I want to go to my brother from the brother of city of brotherly love, Cedric Flowers, the guy with the voice, the incredible voice. Give us a good word, Cedric.
Hey, what's going on, folks? That's my Hollywood Squares. This is my crew right here. I love listening to y'all. Y'all know y'all my heart, you know. I hear you hear sayings, I love you. Peace, brother. Keep it real. We get all of that here right at ONPASSIVE, where you might get it from your family, you know. I don't know, some family members, they be kind of shaky too. But on the real though, family, that's a given, you know. That's my heart, good or bad. But for the most part, that's where you get it here at ONPASSIVE. I love you, keep it real, and we got passion in for everyone, you know. Other people, if they want to come in, and it's like a magnet. That's why I love this, you know. I say it all the time on my lives, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Martin Luther King will love this. This is what he's talking about.
Yes.
This is, I mean, you look. I mean, you can't help but see this. You got every nationality and everything, and we all get along. I mean, it's like you said, Cynthia. Ding, 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 ding. You have me rolling on that one. That's right. We got ding, ding. I say I know that ain't nothing but Chris.
Yeah.
And Chris, you know, that's my executive producer on my lives, you know. I gotta give him that. That's that title he got for me. You know, I appreciate it, you know. I just love y'all, man. This is how can you not love ONPASSIVE? How can you not? I mean, look at I'm like in a Dallas Cowboy fan. I know something is wrong now. I'm loving the Dallas Cowboy. I mean, I like some, you know, I got to admit, Milo, I like some of the players, Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. I like the guy way back in the day before he even got to Dallas, Tony Dorsett and Dwayne, Calvin Hill. That's
I remember
basketball, the basketball. Oh, Grant Hill's father.
Yeah.
He was the Dallas Cowboys, so I go way back. But I'm like, you my hard dog, Milo. You my boy. But it's a joy. If I wouldn't I'll be joking about the Dallas, but you good people, man. And Julie too. Y'all good people. David, look, I'm not joking about that Nobel Peace Prize, man. Somebody got to give you one, man. I'm gonna be highly upset if you don't get one. But and Ash, I think we all need one. But I love y'all, man. And Jocelyn, you remind me of my grandmother. Bless you, man. I feed you. Old school, don't worry about it. We got your back, That's all for today, man.
All right.
I'm happy.
Thank you, Cedric. We're running out of time, but Julie, why don't you take one more?
Thank you, Milo. I am just laughing because I was thinking here, we all paid the $97 and the $5 credit card fee, which is $102. And then if you do that outside in the world, you're never gonna get people sit together and share the joke, having fun, and just being you. You gotta pay so much to actually getting people to spend time with you. To sit down and spend time with you. I mean, the only place that can happen is ONPASSIVE. And so I'm loving it. I want to bring that up another sister of mine. Her story is also at the julieandmilo.com. She has gone through a lot and she survived. She's strong. She's here with us. And no other than Sherry Dusaway, my other sister. She started doing live. I'm so proud of you, sister. Please share with us what's ONPASSIVE for you.
What's ONPASSIVE for me? OMG. ONPASSIVE is totally amazing. If you're not in it, dear Lord, thank you, Ash, for starters. First, thank the Lord. Then thank you, Ash, and your family and all the tech team down there in Hyderabad for putting this all together. And everybody and anybody who's helped, Bleeders, Leadership Council, any founder who's put a like to thank you. What ONPASSIVE means to me is so I can help so many other people with the extra monies that I'm going to make, so I can bless others in whatever way I wish, whether that be the mental people with mental health, whether it be poor people to go fill up my car with supplies and just drop them off wherever I see a poor person, whatever it may be. And we're all doing a phenomenal job on sharing this, and we just have to keep sharing it. And that's all I got to say is I can't wait to meet the man himself who created this and his family, because they're in this too as well. His wife has to keep him well and healthy, and his kids, I'm sure, are missing a little bit of time with him. So my hat goes off to him and his family. That's all I got to say. And in the Julie and Milo show, if you're not on it, you need to be on it. They will make you feel comfortable. And I have to share this story in case somebody didn't hear it. My aunt, who we never were really that close, but she saw and she didn't really know my upbringing of when I was married, how I was battered and all that stuff. So she didn't really know any of that part of my story. So she saw Julie and Milo show, and she actually sent me, I've been getting cards every now and then from her, but she actually sent me a card, and she said that she had saw the Julie and Milo show and she didn't realize what I had been going through. And she even sent me a check with some money in it. And so I was like, wow. So I did call her and thank her, and haven't heard back from her. I hope she's okay. And I always say at the end of my Facebook shows, always remember whatever belief you believe in, higher above, to thank them, and to always say that you love you to your family and call them right now and tell them you love them, whether they answer or not. You call them, you don't text them, you call them and tell them you love them, because life is too short. So let's go out there and get them. That's all I got to say. Thank you. And Julie and Milo, you are the best. Talk to you later.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Your show was awesome with us. We loved it. We got one more. I'll tell you what, we're going to squeeze one more in. Chirioko is here. Chiri was a guy that came onto our show, the jokester, or the jester. And he was great on the show, and he does a lot for the company, puts things together. He keeps us all informed. So Chirioko, go ahead.
Bonsoir Milo, bonsoir Julie, bonsoir Harold. I won't talk a lot because it's 3 a.m. in the morning, nearly 3 a.m. in the morning here, so everybody is sleeping. I will be on Mike Ord just after that. And yes, Saturday I will be there, and I can talk with you Saturday better because at night it's really problematic because I will wake up all the house. But we keep in touch, and I just share at the beginning, you know, the links for my Telegram group and for the upcoming webinar that are coming, that I post every day. Yesterday I post 10 webinars on Wednesday. So join my Telegram group and the Kevin group of upcoming webinar. You all that you can spread the word like we told the other day with Marty, you know, to bring more people in this in our family. That would be great. Thank you, Milo.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chirioko. There you have it. I guess it's about that time we need to start closing it down. So I appreciate all of you coming today. It was a wonderful meeting, and there was some golden nuggets here today, man. And I'm just so glad that I'm part of this family. I am so happy that I'm part of this family. So I'm going to do what I always do, send it over to Julie. She's right over there, right down there, wherever. Not Chris Johnson. But Julie, wrap it up for us. Take us out of here.
Thank you, Milo. It's so nice to see all these beautiful faces here with us tonight. Love your story. Love what you share. Thank you for coming on and share with us. We are going to do this again next week at the same time. Hopefully you have some more friends and some more, you know, family come and join us. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, if you haven't done so, please go to julieandmilo.com. Send us a comment. If you have any questions, send us there. There's a contact us tab on the very left-hand side. And if you haven't and you enjoy going to parties with us or cruises coming up with us, please go to the right-hand side.
Right-hand side.
There's a cruise tab button, information's there, and send us a message, and there's a whole lot of playlists there. I know that Mike Hoare is going to start in 3 minutes, so good night, everyone. Please go out there and continue to share and plug in, log into your back office. Thank you so much. As always, please stay well, stay healthy, and stay alive.
Thank you.
Good
It's
night.
coming. It's coming.
Good Mike.
We'll see you in a few minutes.
We're to Mike Hordes now. Mike Hordes.
Okay. Last one's a rotten egg.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. That's what it's all about today. And how we are loving that old blessed way on passive. It's here today on passive. There's just no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, and then you will be the very first to know. On passive, it's here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way Wednesday night on passive. Yeah.